Hi, welcome to the channel, and today we are going to review the Canon R8. Let's go. My name is Hilman, and I'm a photographer and videographer based in Singapore. I've been shooting weddings for 10 years now, and I started at the age of 14. Throughout the 10 years, I've seen different changes in style, gear, lighting, and many more. I recently got into cinematography, shooting corporate events, and specifically concerts, based on this little tiny island I call home. So, let's get to it. This here is the Canon R8, the baby brother to my R6, which I'm using to shoot this video. The Canon R8 was released about a year ago. I just got this camera this year because I wanted to wait for reviews. I wanted to wait for Mr. McKinnon to do some reviews, and cause I had no budget. The Canon R8 comes in at an amazing 461 grams. That comes in really handy when you're shooting a 10 to 12 hour wedding, and especially in Singapore when you're shooting a Malay wedding that can go up to 15 hours depending on what the client wants. Compared to the weight of the Mark II that is shooting this video right now, my Mark II is my primary camera and my R8 is my secondary camera. So the weight difference is definitely significant, and this R8 is way lighter. But with its weight comes in with a little bit of a problem. To me, the camera is small, so that's why it's light. But here comes the issue. My pinky. I can't seem to grip the camera. Coming from a 5D Mark III, that was my first camera. Well, my first camera was a 700D. Coming from a 5D Mark III and currently shooting with the R6 Mark II as my main camera, the R8 size does not allow me to grip the entire camera fully. So that's why I always have a small rig cage on it, so to compensate for that little tiny pinky here. With its small and compact size comes with it its battery. The R8 does not use the normal LPE6NH or even the LPE6. The R8 uses the LPE17, its smaller brother, right here. There we go, I got it in focus, yeah. Similar with the Canon RP and the Canon R10. When I use this camera to shoot weddings especially, a single battery can last me around 2 hours, roughly. But again, this is my secondary body, so it will depend on how much you use the camera for the day. I keep a total of 8 LPE17s with me in my bag. The original battery comes in at around $70 over, I think. I'll put the link in the description, but I have an alternative, a third-party version, which is the Kingma. Canon doesn't recommend you to use them, but man, times are hard, batteries are expensive. Why do I have 8 in my bag, you may ask? Because I'm afraid that my R6 might have a mind of its own, which it doesn't because it's a Canon. These things are made to last and they are very reliable. But it does make a huge difference when you are charging them, because I have to get a new charger for my LPE17. Of course, the brand new R8 comes with a brand new charger, but then I have 7 more, so I got the Kingma version, the third-party version with the USB-C charger. The R8 does not come with a focus analog. There is no focus analog. To make up for its compact size, the buttons have all been rearranged. Your menu is up here, your info is up here. So if you're used to the R5 or the R6, it's gonna take some time for you to get used to it. I have used the Canon RP for gigs, and I'm kind of used to this layout. So if you want to transition from an R6 to get an R8, maybe to shoot weddings or maybe to travel with this camera, it might take some time for you to get used to it. The R8 does not come with a focus analog. That analog thingy at the end, I don't know, focus analog. but the R8 comes with a very minimum amount of buttons. So what I do is I have placed my focusing analog on my touchscreen, on my LCD, whenever I use the viewfinder, and I've set it to the bottom right hand side of the screen, so my thumb touches the screen when I'm using the viewfinder and it acts like a focus analog. The R8 is a full frame mirrorless camera that comes with a 24.2 CMOS full frame sensor, allowing you to shoot up to 40 frames per second. If you're into video, or if you're going to shoot video on this camera, it is very good, and it allows you to shoot at 4K 60, but it does not have IBIS. Personally, when I shoot video on my R8 is my secondary body. Once again, this is always on my gimbal, and my R6 is always on my saddle. So how much damage will the R8 cost your pockets? If you plan to purchase this camera, the Canon website, the Singapore Canon website, it's offering at 1949, and that's not really bad for a full frame camera. If you compare it with Canon's other mirrorless full frame cameras, it is definitely cheaper than the R6, definitely cheaper than the R5. And you know, because things are getting very expensive these days, and that having a full frame mirrorless camera for that price, it is worth it. But it all depends on what you're gonna shoot and how you're gonna shoot and why do you need that camera. Aesthetically, again, the R8 is quite small than the R6 Mark II. I have a carbon fiber skin on it. I bought it online. I will put the link in the bio. Why do I have this? It's to protect the camera from scratches. I used to use a silicone cover on my 5D Mark IIIs, but it was a hassle to change my lenses, especially when I'm using my art lenses by Sigma. So I scrapped my silicone casings and went with a carbon fiber sticker on it. And I do have a small rib cage on both my cameras when I'm shooting, in case someone decides to drop my camera or decides to give me a fright and my camera drops. To have a feel of the camera's capabilities, these are a few shots that I took during a post-wedding shoot of my couple. The couple had their wedding shoot 6 months after their wedding, because they had a evening nikah. Nikah is a solemnization in Malay, and they had their reception after that in the evening, and they were really tired, so they told me they wanted to postpone it, and I was fine with it because I know them personally. These shots were shot on the R8 with the RF to EF converter, sorry, EF to EOS R converter, with a Canon 85mm f1.4 STM. I do not own the RF 85 because it's still expensive. Canon, if you see this video, please make it cheaper or sponsor me. Comparing the R6 Mark II, I feel that there is a slight difference in color or slight difference in Kelvin. I do not know whether it is my eye that's bothering me or am I seeing something else, but it should not have a difference in color. I think so, I do not know. But other than that, the R8 is a wedding worthy camera. Personally, I feel this might be one of the most perfect beginner full frame cameras from Canon for you to start your wedding photography journey. It is cheaper than all the other cameras that Canon has under their full frame mirrorless line, and it is light. That's why I have the Canon R8, because it is light, it is light, it is light. And that's all for this video. Drop me a like, comment and subscribe. Follow my socials, they're in the description below. Share this video, and I hope this video helps kickstart your photography journey. Till then, my name is Hilman. Stay happy, stay positive and keep smiling. Salam.